As we continue to talk about the public response to the Rochester School Board meeting, before the break, you saw our Miguel Octavio talking about everything that has happened over the last 2 weeks, and then the security measures that have been stepped up for tonight's school board meeting. I'm bringing Kendall Qualls into the conversation. He's the president of Take Charge Minnesota. It's a nonprofit where on their website they say the mission is to inspire and educate Black and other minority communities of their full rights and privileges as Americans granted to them by the Constitution. Kendall, I say that because I want people to kind of understand what your mission is with your organization. Rochester is not the only district facing controversy over critical race theory or other related lessons that may be called something else. Your group advocates for something different. Let's start there, and why your group is even involved in any of these conversations.
Well, I think one of the things that we want to make sure that we promote at Take Charge is that Americans can really, the whole idea of the name, take charge of their own life, their own families, their own communities, without any permission or endorsement from political organizations, from politicians, especially in the Black community. I tell people, before the 1960s, nearly 80% of Black families were two-parent families. And we've gone from 80% two-parent families to 80% fatherless homes in my lifetime without one national initiative to reverse the course. Now, with critical race theory, that initiative basically it validates their agenda based on disparities, racial disparities. And what I share with people is that it's not racial disparities. It's actually two-parent disparities. And just as I mentioned before, with the differences from two-parent families to fatherless homes in the Black community.
So your group goes through different communities in Minnesota. You came to Rochester. You and I sat down for an interview talking about the reasons why you don't approve of critical race theory in our K through 12 public schools. Now, there are districts, Rochester being one of them, saying that that is not being taught here, that people who come to protest against critical race theory are wrong because it's not even happening within our school district. Do you believe that to be true?
Well, actually not. I mean, in fact, I saw some of the explanations. They said that we teach equity. Well, that's another euphemism for critical race theory. When we're positioning children or students one against the other, or comparing one against the other based on skin color, that's divisive. It's not consistent with the values of our country. It's not consistent with this social contract we all adopted, that content of character, not color of skin, is what we're going to judge individuals by.
But you have
that line from Martin Luther King's speech,
yeah,
that he gave before he was assassinated, obviously.
You have to admit that race, racism, inequality, equity are all issues that, whether we address them because of skin color or a person's ability, it's still there. We have racial disharmony in this country. So to say that equity is being taught in schools sounds like a good thing.
Well, here's the scenario around this, Betsy. Our country has come a significantly long way. The life that my father lived growing up in the Jim Crow South, where he was restricted from applying for jobs, even if they had 1,000 openings. The inhumanity that he suffered was nothing like I had to live through in my lifetime. And so to say that things are just as bad or worse during Jim Crow South is wrong. It doesn't acknowledge the significant progress we made as a country. Now, I always say this, that we do have racist people in this country. But is the country systemically racist? And the answer is absolutely not. Again, we belittle we belittle the suffering and the I would say the inhumane treatment that generations have suffered before by actually saying that things are just as bad.
Do you get discriminated against because of your view on this, regardless of whatever somebody's skin color is? Do people think of you differently because you don't like critical race theory or the way that racism is being discussed?
Well, I know I get marginalized. Yes, absolutely. But again, I think in our country today, there's room at the table for different voices and diverse voices and viewpoints. And I think that's the most important thing.
Kendall Qualls, I thank you so very much for your time. We'll be chatting again, as this is an issue that is not only in the news, but it's in our communities, and a resolution to it at this point doesn't look like it's near.
I look forward to continue the discussion.
All right. Thank you. Kendall Qualls. We'll be right back.